In this video, I will highlight a number of reasons for concern amongst a growing number of residents and Lake Owasso users regarding a proposed development at Lake Owasso's south end along Victoria Avenue. The site for this development is 3 parcels that you see here in yellow that abut a federally recognized wetland area, mapped here in greens and blues. When we look at the aerial imagery beneath the wetland map, you'll see that this site is comprised of a significant amount of forest, much of which would need to be removed to make room for this development, as well as a huge shoreland buffer area made up of cattails and other shoreland grasses, and a dense aquatic wetland area comprised of water lilies and other aquatic vegetation that forms critical wildlife habitat for loons, egrets, turtles, fish, and according to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, 9 birds of conservation concern, as well as 2 endangered species that have habitat in this area, a bat and a bee. What is proposed at this site is a subdivision with 5 large homes on the lakeside and 3 on the west side of Victoria Avenue that would share an easement lake access. In order to make this possible, these lots have been drawn using an irregular shape, unlike the simple rectangles you see most of the other lots have around the lake. And in doing so, this has created a funnel effect where the human activity, the docks and boats that homeowners could install, would be concentrated in a small area right in the thickest part of this wetland. And I have done a rendering of what that might look like. So these are docks and boats, and these docks would need to be this long because this is an extremely shallow area of the lake with such a long buffer zone that would need to be traversed. The act of taking these docks in and out each spring and fall, as well as the human activity associated with using a dock and boating, and if the DNR allows the 15-foot channels to be cut for reaching navigable waters per regulation, could all have a detrimental effect on this wetland area. Boat traffic alone can stir up sediment and release nitrogen and phosphorus that the wetland currently retains, reducing water quality for the entire lake and rest of the watershed. Finally, flooding is another issue of concern. Properties adjacent to this site already have significant impervious surface. The Rosewood Estates with their parking lot here, and a parcel that had trees illegally clear cut not that long ago by a previous owner. In the last few years, we've seen the lake levels fluctuate more quickly than ever before. Downstream in the watershed, our neighbors are already suffering from flooding in their homes and parks. Tree removal, introduction of so much impervious surface, impact to the shoreline buffer zone and wetland here will only exacerbate this problem. I encourage you to follow the link posted below this video and explore this map for yourself.